Really quick, I just want to review like just two issues so that we can settle them because Halloween is tomorrow.
What?
I just want to review two really quick issues. Halloween is tomorrow. Mom, we kind of need
We
you.
have 4 viewers already.
Can
Damn.
someone?
Five
Can
three.
someone?
Somebody left their browser open.
Okay, so really quick, if we could just review two issues. One is Halloween's tomorrow, and we're gonna do Feed the People. So we need flyers. What time do we want to start FTP?
6.
Wait, start food preparation?
No, what time will we be ready to
Oh,
feed
we
the
should be
people?
ready by 6.
6.
6 p.m.
When are
Can
we gonna
someone
start
write
cooking?
that just so that we know? So
When
6
should we
p.m.
know to start cooking?
I don't know.
I think the cooking should. Ask Allison.
We're discussing that now.
I can't write it.
Right now is when we're discussing that.
Tell him he can put that down. I'm not gonna film him.
Can I take a temperature check and see on how everyone feels about starting to feed people at 6 p.m.? She said that it's
Oh, no. That's in regards to the extra food that we have.
Oh, okay.
It's a separate topic.
But maybe
Extra.
I'm hearing her concern. Maybe we
All
can
the
do a
numbers are
pool
right.
to
One
do a
of them.
dope candy treasure chest that we have here. Is anyone down to pull in and get like a ton of candy to offer the community?
Bastard. I would have had funds.
I'll chip in.
0.
I can go to banks and take candy out of
what's tomorrow?
5.
That's what I used
wait.
to do. Go to the bank and
Yeah,
just
no,
get
I
like a
know.
handful of candy out of their balls.
We could totally go to banks
Tuesday.
and take some of their candy. We could totally liberate candy from banks. So, any autonomous people that want to liberate candy from banks today, please. Please. So the other concern is we're going to make flyers. We've had a lot of discussions about changing our names because the indigenous community approached us about how offensive our name is because it's basically like concentration camp Lucero.
Metió una mosca. Casi lo que
Does anyone want to get on set to talk about what?
La segunda vez fue una ala.
Yeah, so AIM went to Forest for Fairness like 2 nights ago. And AIM is American Indigenous.
The American Indian movement
Yeah, I think, yeah, that.
and their argument, their argument.
Well, I don't think they would call themselves Indians.
They got
So
three words for the Indian.
indigenous.
I mean, they're saying that the word fort
Yeah.
was used back in the day. I mean, a real fort back in the day was used to like transport in native peoples of this land.
Yeah.
They're used to take them to these forts and kill them,
Yeah, that was what the pioneers
like a
used.
concentration camp.
Okay, so
So, but they're saying they're like, fuck, we love the movement and the idea of retaking land and reclaiming your land, but we cannot support the idea of the word fort because it's so like derogatory, it's so fucked up, to our peoples and shit. But you can change it something. I wouldn't know what to change it to though. You'd be like camp resistance or I don't know.
We had a direct response from Frankie. Okay,
first. Yeah. So
Frankie.
last night we had a conversation about this, and what we discussed is we absolutely are sympathetic to the plight of all people and
Translate.
all people. We're sympathetic to the plight of all people, and we absolutely understand like their claim. Specifically with us, when we used the word fort, it had no implication to the historical reference of the word fort. It meant to the definition fortified. That's what we were using the source of the word. I personally would like to speak for other people in saying that they don't. Like, they do care about the indigenous struggle, and we didn't, like, mention this, like, oh, we don't care about Native Americans, so we're going to use the word fort. Like, that was not at all the conversation that occurred. So, in that, we tabled the conversation because we wanted to, I think we were going to have some individuals that were going to be here, possibly, to have the conversation with us, well, if they can't make it, and so in lieu of all these things, I think that tonight's GA, we had some conversation and possibly introducing the conversion from fort to Casa Lucero or Pueblo Lucero. Was it? Was it,
Pueblo Lucero
Pueblo
was what
Lucero.
was proposed.
What does Pueblo mean?
Just if I can. Okay, so Pueblo.
Okay, I like it.
Territorio. How about Territorio Lucero?
I don't like it.
I don't know.
Just to so like when I first came here, I really wanted to put "it takes a village" inside for us as like a motivational thing, and I think. No, but Pueblo means village, Casa means house or home, and I feel that this conversation, the fact that the indigenous community keeps coming in to both occupy, which they also approached about their name and explaining what the idea of occupying space really means to them, because that's how they lost their space. And Occupy chose not to acknowledge that struggle and change their name. Although not all of Occupy. I know Oakland, some people became decolonized. So the fact that we keep using these colonial terms to fight a colonial struggle, it sounds like a very valid argument. Like, I'm totally down to change our name. I don't think we should hang on to names. That's what corporations do, except when they really screw up and spill oil, then they change their name. So I don't. You were next on stack, and then I got here.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I said it last night that sometimes people do get attached to the name, and for the sake of the ego, I think we should come to compromise. That sometimes we do keep for it, sometimes we do change it. So it's just a matter of, that whole cycle of coming to consensus with everybody. So we should have them at a meeting, and we should have more than just Lucero. We should have Casa Perez here, we should have Fernandez here, just to be able to discuss it all around and have everyone talk about it.
Beautiful.
Megan has the director's
Compromise.
Actually, I thought I was gonna wing off what he said, but I would think that every house should be different. Every house should be totally unique, and it shouldn't be the same, and it shouldn't have to be consensus within each different house that was occupied. I think everyone should be unique in its own. With it, it totally should be
Same goals
unique
in
in
mind.
its own, and
Yeah, it's single.
that's it.
You need the same goals.
Darren, you had a.
Oh, no, I was going to mention that I just told them on Lucero, Territorio, Pueblo, or Casa. And she said Casa, so just
Sounds good. We'll see.
So do we have a
¿Te gusta el pueblo?
proposal?
Pero son dos casas.
¿Te gusta Puebla?
Pueblo.
Pueblo.
Yeah.
No, no Puebla.
Semitas.
Pueblo.
Oh,
Pueblo
Semitas.
Lucero.
What's Semita?
Semitas Lucero.
It sounds like we're selling.
No, there is that. It's true.
What is that?
You're selling some-
It's
We're
a
just-
kind of
it's just-
sandwich.
No, there's Pueblo is village, and there's a city called Puebla, and then we were just kind of like making like a joke.
How do you,
and
how do you
then,
say
like,
Commonwealth?
and then like in Puebla, what's really popular are like the
Commonwealth in
mole, the
Spanish?
type of mole or the type of chili used in the cooking. But semitas are a type of, but semitas are a specific
No, we're
type
not
of
no
torta or
Commonwealth.
sandwich
Pueblo.
that are regional
I
to
like
Puebla.
Pueblo. Pueblo
And so we're kind of making a joke, saying like sandwich lucero, and then like just like sandwich lucero, food lucero, mole lucero.
I mean, just being aware, and
sweet
just like
potatoes.
knowing the history of where that
Camote
came
lucero?
from and knowing what.
She wants
Hey, I hope they don't take
She
it in
wants food
slang.
waste on our agenda.
Oh, yeah. Estuvimos hablando de eso. Que
Later.
que el carne quiero darle al perrito de Nicky. Para que ahí lo puedo comer. Que la carne podrido que tenemos.
¿La carne podrida qué?
Que lo
So,
voy a dar a Nicky, al perro de Nicky, para que él lo
podrida?
coma.
so does she,
You're gonna get the
Nah,
dog
yo estoy llevando toda la comida podrida.
so wait, does mom?
No, yo tengo
wait,
Well, I guess
jardín.
dogs have a better
Process.
digestive system.
just
True,
really quick,
but I
does
don't
mom want casa or is Pueblo or what does she want?
What how bad is it?
How bad is it? Is she green?
Pero como son dos casas, entonces sería pueblo.
Not good.
Pueblo.
Pueblo.
Temperature check. Pueblo
Pueblo
Lucero.
Pueblo Lucero.
Pueblo.
Lucero.
Pueblo.
So,
I wanted to
I'm
say,
down.
what I wanted to say was that, like, piggybacking off what Megan said, I think that, like, we don't necessarily have to have the individuals that made the claim here to acknowledge their claim. I think that we should kind of, like, what we should do is what they kind of, honestly, I think what they expected us to do was acknowledge the situation and kind of, like, take it and go with it instead of being like, okay, we have to teach you guys what this means. Like, come on, evolve. Y'all supposed to be evolved on that. It shouldn't require a re-education.
Yeah,
And the same thing as to what we're making saying, like, every house is their own. Like, no disrespect. Like, like a fort is a fortification. You know what I mean? And if someone like does take that, and hopefully they do sympathize with the indigenous claim. But I mean, I do think that it's kind of it could come off as like, you know, like Fort Hernandez, like that. We had the conversation last night. It is a fortified spot, you know what I mean, and they made that claim as such. But absolutely, I think that like sympathizing and understanding as to their perspective and argument is very important.
I think
So
that
to take action and actually modify this name, we're gonna have to make, I feel, a couple of moves. One, it would be really nice to send out like a release or a statement via our Facebook and via our Twitter, acknowledging the struggle of the indigenous people. And a lot of us learned a lot in this, in coming together in this. I had no idea about our history. You know, we've been lied to a lot about where this country came from and how it was developed. Would anyone like to take on the task, or any group like to take on the task of writing that statement? I got Frankie. Is there anyone else that would like to align Frankie? Because it has to be done today.
I'll do it.
Are you on that too?
We'll do it now.
What is it?
Frankie and Darren, and take on the task of writing a statement as to why we're changing our name. Okay, so if I got Frankie, Darren, and Marco, if you guys can get on that.
Marco.
And then would anyone like to take on the task of redoing some of our art? Like, we've got the hashtag Fort Lucero outside. We're gonna have to change it to hashtag Pueblo Lucero. I'm happy to do the social media, but would anyone like to work on some of the art and get it out there? Okay, so we'll look that up. So I've got Lou. Would anyone else like to work on the art? I got Oscar. Okay, great. So Lou and Oscar will work on the art, and this meeting is dismissed.
Alright, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people of Pueblo Lucero, would you guys like to assist in the helping of? Come on, folks.
What's that?
¿No tenéis pueblo?
No, Pueblo.
Pueblo.
Me gusta mucho. P-U.
Can somebody tell?
P, L, R,
P-U-E.
no,
P-U.
U, B,
I'll look it up.
L, O.
Okay.
Somebody tell Mom that like one of the things to overcome, like in Spanish, that one of the things to overcome.
What is it? El Pueblo Unido.
Pueblo unido, el pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Oh, that's cool.
El Pueblo Unido.
It takes a village to overcome the struggle.
Down vertical. Pueblo.
Por eso es.
Our team, yeah! Get out there. And you can start, he'll show you where the paint is. You can start at the life at 9% interest, whatever you want to do out there. Go nuts. Yeah, make some art. Make art, not
Tú puedes
cars.
decir, yo soy un pueblo. Yo
Hey, now, so our little mini GA is over, so I'm going to go ahead and drop stream now. But you guys, if anything, other interesting things are probably going to happen today, so leave your browser open. No promises, but there's always something. Oh, hey, we got it. Hey, here's our leader. This is our leader. Just to let you guys know, if there's any confusion about who the leader is. This is Frijol. He's the leader. Thank you, Frijol. And I think there's some lunch coming through here. Yay, lunch.
Comida, lunch is ready. Lunch.
Frijol no lunch for you.
But he's the leader.
Aguárdame esto.
All right, so I'm gonna sign off, guys. Bye.